another edition of CITV Sports. I'm Scott Samuel David Weiss. On this Friday, February 4th, 2011, we're at the Plymouth Whitemarsh Aquatic Center for Plymouth Whitemarsh Senior Meets, where the Upper Merion boys and girls Vikings take on the Plymouth Whitemarsh boys and girls Colonials. In swimming, it's the final meets of the regular season for each school. And we begin this afternoon, the 200 Medley Relay for girls. The point system's 8-4-2. And this season for Plymouth Whitemarsh, there have been plenty of records broken. And right now we are getting ready for 200 Medley Relay. But for Upper Merion, this season they have struggled placing second and third. They've done well placing first, but in the meets in which the team meets, they place first and then fifth, sixth instead of second, third, fourth, because that's where all the points come in. Now they get ready for the 200 relay. In fact, seniors from Plymouth Whitemarsh such as Charlotte Cornock and Michelle Kudak are racing in this event. It's the first event, the 200 medley relay for the girls. Upper Merion versus Plymouth Whitemarsh, and there they go. Last meet for PW seniors. And that's why there are plenty of fans, as right now they're starting off. They can do front stroke, back stroke, side stroke. And now we'll see where everyone is. Upper Merion's lane 3 takes the quick lead. Since it's 200 medley relay, it'll be 2 each for each swimmer. And now lane 3 for Upper Merion clocks first at 30.15. Lane 4 second at 33.36. Lane 5 third, 33.64. Then it is lane 2, 6, and I believe 1. As apparently the clock for lane 1 is not locking in. Right now, lane 3 has a great advantage over lane 4. That's Upper Merion. Upper Merion this season led by youngsters. Later today, you'll see in the backstroke for Upper Merion sophomore Heather Crick, who is a part of the Upper Merion Lady Vikings 2010 state runner-up girls volleyball squad. And on the diving board, you'll see, I believe, freshman Helen Wong. Later, right now, lane 6 is on their third swimmer. This is a tough race, especially if it's by team, because you need a lot of concentration. And when we saw a few weeks ago against Springfield Monco, the girls lost by 31 for Plymouth Whitemarsh, but the boys won by 1. It's a team race, but also it's individual. As lane 3 is in first, 136.09. They are getting ready for their final swimmer, and they are on their final lap. Lane 3. And also neck and neck is lane 4 for Plymouth Whitemarsh as well. And now I got the clock in. And it'll be 8 points for lane 3, 4 points for lane 2. So it's 8-4 Upper Merion, and now we're waiting for third, fourth, fifth, sixth. There's lane 2 clocks in at 2:14.08. So Plymouth Whitemarsh gets 6 points. But Upper Merion got the first place from lane 3. Now lane 1 will have to finish. She'll be taking their time. Then we're going to be beginning with the boys. So far, Upper Merion girls lead 8-6 over the Plymouth Whitemarsh girls for senior meets. Also, it's important for myself, Scott Samuel David Weiss, because I'm also a senior. So this is the class I'll be graduating. The score is Upper Merion 8, Plymouth Whitemarsh 6 for girls. For the boys, Upper Merion and Plymouth Whitemarsh will start the second event overall. It's their first for the boys, the 200 medley relay. For the boys, lane 2, Danny Carr, Brian Jedinek, Alfred Garvey, Stephen Hargrove for PW in lane 2. PW's lane 4, Kyle Lukens, Jake Fortin, Michael Goldstein, and Jeff Vo. Fortin and Vo are 12th graders. Jedinek's a 12th grader. And in lane 6, Brendan Mooney, Sean Bailey, who's in 12th grade, Jason Cho, an 11th grader, and Peter Lim, a 9th grader. Lane 5 and lane 1 for Upper Merion is unoccupied, so only one lane for Upper Merion. That's lane 3. They don't have enough swimmers. So there they go for the 200 medley relay for the boys. The record for the boys was set back in 2000. and 10. That had Kyle Lukens, Jake Fortin, Ace Kolowski, and Alec Kissel with 1 minute 40.22 seconds. A lot of fan support in this afternoon. This is a makeup meet, believe it or not, because of the snowicane, the blizzard, that came on January 26, 2011. And Kyle Lukens clocks in quick at 25.86, now giving way to Jake Fortin, a 12th grader. Now in third place is lane 3 for Upper Merion. They're only swimmers. Lane 6 is in fourth. There are only 4 lanes available here. And the quick one coming up is Fortin will give way to Michael Goldstein. Already they could shatter the record. I don't know about that, but it'll be close. 55.68. And we're halfway there from lane 4 for Plymouth Whitemarsh. Lane 2 for Plymouth Whitemarsh, second at 59.49. Lane 6 of PW, 105.62. Their third and last place is lane 3 for Upper Merion. So Plymouth Whitemarsh will be at a great start if they can get first, second, and third. And now we're at the final swimmer for lane 4 for Plymouth Whitemarsh, Jeff Vo, a senior. Second place, lane 2 getting ready with Stephen Hargrove. And lane 6 for PW getting ready for Peter Lim. And the record won't happen. It will stay safe, but right now Plymouth Whitemarsh is going to get 8 points thanks to Jeff Vo on the 200 medley relay, so 8 for PW. First place for lane 4, 149.29. Second place is lane 2 or Plymouth Whitemarsh. So they get 4. And getting in third place is Upper Merion with 201.85. So the current score is Upper Merion boys 4, Plymouth Whitemarsh boys 12. That's after one event for the boys. For the girls, the current score is Upper Merion 8, Plymouth Whitemarsh 6. And we'll be getting ready for the 200 freestyle. Current score for the boys, Upper Merion 4, Plymouth Whitemarsh 12. And for the girls, currently Upper Merion 8, Plymouth Whitemarsh 6. Now here is the third event overall for the senior meets. It's been a great year for Plymouth Whitemarsh. False start. A little bit of pressure. There are plenty of posters with first names of the many senior girls and boys who are making their final regular season meets. And now they are off for the freestyle, 200 freestyle for the girls. Lane 3, you gotta watch out for Upper Merion. She has a quick lead, followed by lane 2 and 4 for Plymouth Whitemarsh. Upper Merion, of course, they're a AAA school. PW is a quad A school in the PWA, but Upper Merion, their girls are great swimmers, but they don't get the finishes they want. They can get first place, but they often finish 5th and 6th as well, which isn't enough. And currently, first is lane 3, second, lane 2. Actually, second was lane 4, excuse me. I was getting places and lanes long. We're 47 seconds in. And the record was set in 2006 for Plymouth Whitemarsh, 2 minutes, .75 for Courtney Baird. And it would be a key for a Plymouth Whitemarsh student to break it. But right now at this pace, it won't happen. Well, lane 2 for Plymouth Whitemarsh is in third with 1 minute, 6.23. Lane 4 in second, 103.96 with a 200 freestyle. Upper Merion currently in the lead for the girls, 8-6. Scoring first is 8 points, second is 4 points, third is 2 points. And Upper Merion's lane 3 has 2 laps to finish after this. And she might break PW's record at this rate. Lane 4 for Plymouth Whitemarsh will currently stay in second with 138.96. It's about 6 seconds difference between first and second. Currently in third is lane 5 for Upper Merion. Currently in fourth, lane 2 for PW. Currently in fifth, lane 6. And currently in sixth is lane 1 for Upper Merion. The record will not be broken today. Courtney Baird, your name will still be on there come 2011-2012. However, 2 minutes and 4.42 gives 8 points for Upper Merion for first, and second for 4 points will be Plymouth Whitemarsh. And for third place, it's going to be a close one. It will be 2 points for Upper Merion. So Plymouth Whitemarsh finishes in second, fifth, and sixth. Upper Merion, actually second, fourth, and fifth. Upper Merion first, third, and sixth. So currently Upper Merion got 10 points. They have an 18-10 advantage over the Lady Colonials. For the girls, current score, Upper Merion Lady Vikings 18, Plymouth Whitemarsh Lady Colonials 4. Actually 10, 6 plus 4 equals 10. That's after 3 events, that's 2 girl events. Here's event 4. The current score for the boys, Upper Merion 4, Plymouth Whitemarsh 12. We're at the 200 freestyle. There will only be 5 occupied lanes. Lane 3 and 5 for Upper Merion. Lane 1 is unoccupied for the boys. Ben Fiddler on lane 4. Jimmy Rooney, the junior, on lane 2. And freshman Dan Kingseger, lane 6 for PW. And now they're off for the 200 free. And now they're off. Front crawl, back crawl, side stroke, whatever you want to use. Now, on a Friday afternoon, we are packed here, not only for senior meets, but also great fan support. And also at the current outside temperatures around 29 degrees Fahrenheit. And this will be close, currently in first, probably about 0.6 seconds apart is lane 4 and lane 3. Lane 4 currently at first. The record for Plymouth Whitemarsh for the 200 free was set in 2005 by Matt Golubowski. 1 minute 38.42. He is now an assistant for Plymouth Whitemarsh, probably here cheering his team on. And now lane 3 got ahead of Ben Fiddler by exactly 1 second flat. Third place by about 0.12 between second and third is lane 2 for Plymouth Whitemarsh. So now they're off to a few more laps. Upper Merion and Plymouth Whitemarsh. Upper Merion from King of Prussia, Plymouth Whitemarsh home in Plymouth Meeting, Pennsylvania. Lane 3 for Upper Merion is currently in first with 127.77. Lane 2 by about 3 seconds off. Lane 4 in third, about another second. Lane 5's in fourth. And taking his time will be Kingseger. He's currently in fifth for Plymouth Whitemarsh in lane 6. With lane 1 unoccupied for Upper Merion, who doesn't have a lot of males, they have more females. And now clocking in at 157.79 in first is Upper Merion. In second, lane 2 for Plymouth Whitemarsh. In third, lane 4 at Plymouth Whitemarsh. Plymouth Whitemarsh gained 6 points. Upper Merion gained 8. And after 4 events, 2 for the boys. For the boys, Upper Merion 12, Plymouth Whitemarsh 18. Once again, for the boys, Upper Merion 12, Plymouth Whitemarsh 18. Let's head to the 5th event overall. The third for the girls, the 200 individual medley. And the current score for the girls, Upper Merion 18, Plymouth Whitemarsh 10. I can see Greg Richards, CITV's own Greg Richards, who will swim later for us in the 200 free relay around lane 6. Now they'll take their marks. Upper Merion from an 8-point lead now out here. We're at the 200 IM for the girls. The record for Plymouth Whitemarsh set in 2006, 2 minutes 18.33 seconds by Kelly Komorowski. A great swimmer indeed she was. She might be here right now. Many a Plymouth Whitemarsh alum could be in this facility right now. Currently lane 3 and lane 2. Lane 3 for Upper Merion and lane 2 for Plymouth Whitemarsh, neck and neck by 0.16 of a second. Plymouth Whitemarsh lane 2 currently in the lead by 0.16 of a second. Now backstroke is chosen by all of the swimmers. Lane 1 isn't a huge factor for Upper Merion. That is their development lane. It's always good to develop when you are a young swimmer. But now lane 2 for Plymouth Whitemarsh lost her lead. So Upper Merion taking great advantage. This is not exactly the backstroke event, but now lane 3 is doing the crawl. And that is at about a 4-second advantage between first and second. Lane 3 and lane 4 were neck and neck, but now it's the breaststroke now. A medley involves different kinds of strokes, which is the front crawl, back crawl, breaststroke. And lane 3 is going to take this one. A lot of fan support. Currently 18-10 Upper Merion for the girls. We're going the final laps here. And lane 4 of Plymouth Whitemarsh currently in third. Lane 2 of Plymouth Whitemarsh in second, but they're exhausted already. And you know, this 80-degree Fahrenheit in the balcony, along with around the 75-degree Fahrenheit floor temperature, can get you exhausted quick. 2 minutes, 15 seconds. The record will be safe for Plymouth Whitemarsh for another season, as 8 additional points will go to Upper Merion. They have come in first in all 3 girls events. 2:24.03 in lane 3 for first. Plymouth Whitemarsh in lane 2 and 4. Lane 2 is in third, came in third. Lane 4 came in second, for about 0.65 seconds apart. So Plymouth Whitemarsh will gain 4 and 2. And after 3 girls events, it is Upper Merion 26, Plymouth Whitemarsh 16. Upper Merion has gained a 10-point advantage for the girls, and they've done so from first place in all of them. In fact, the only race they've had in which they've had more than one player place in the top 3 was in the 200 freestyle. For the girls, it is Upper Merion 26 for Plymouth Whitemarsh 16. Now we head to the boys for the 200 IM. For that scoring update, Upper Merion 12, Plymouth Whitemarsh 18, PW up by 6. And now we are at the 200 IM for the boys, the 6 overall event. PW Racers in lane 2. They're all juniors. Tyler Souter, lane 4, Kyle Lukens, and lane 6, Peter Hoopkins. And now they are off. Kyle Lukens in lane 4. He's muscling out there. The record for the 200 IM Ace Colostri in this season, in January 2011. I think it was December 2010. Which was, I believe, 1 minute 58.02. And Lukens could easily defeat that. Look, he is flying 25.23. That's a great pace. He'll beat it by maybe a few seconds. Lukens cannot get tired, so can the rest of the swimmers. And Lukens is the first one to already be on his 4th lap. He is a machine out there with the backstroke, and already 55.39. He could do it. He's on pace to break it, and it'll be fitting to do it on senior day, although he's a junior. But it would be fitting to do so because the season for the regular season ends today. He's already in Suburban 1 playoffs, but he wants to also swim in districts and stakes. Came in third in states in 2010. Lukens getting a little tired now. This is his 6th lap, and he's lost a little bit of his energy, but he's still the large lead. 3rd place currently lane 3 for Upper Merion. Lukens at 1:33.90. He really wants to break it. He's gonna have 15 seconds to do so. He probably won't do it, but he will get 1st place for sure. There is 10 seconds until the record could be broken. It will not be broken. It'll be close anyway. It's already over that time. But Kyle Lukens will clock in at 2 minutes 2.37 for Plymouth Whitemarsh in lane 4. 8 points for PW in first. Coming in second will definitely be lane 2 for Plymouth Whitemarsh. His name is Tyler Souter. That's 4 points. And now lane 3 for Upper Merion with 2:24.43. We'll get the 2 with the third place finish. Upper Merion got 2 points. They have 14. Plymouth Whitemarsh got 12. They have 30. And on senior day so far, it is Upper Merion boys 14, Plymouth Whitemarsh boys Colonials 30. So PW up by 16 for the boys. For the boys, Upper Merion 14, Plymouth Whitemarsh 30. That's after 6 total events. We will now head to our 7th event overall, the 50 freestyle for the girls. And if you're wondering what the girls' score currently is, it is Upper Merion 26, Plymouth Whitemarsh 16. And we apologize about the scoring update because you've seen the graphic for the boys. The current event is the 50 freestyle for the girls. The 50 freestyle record is 25.71 by Kim McManus back in 2005 for Plymouth Whitemarsh. Once again, this is the senior meet swimming event. Scott and David Weiss here. And this is the 50 freestyle. Then after this will be the boys 50 freestyle, and then we will go to a break because diving will be ready to occur via setup. And for diving, it'll be interesting to see if Lizzie Kiefer can once again shatter her own diving record, which was set back in December 2010. Also for Upper Merion, you'll see the likes of Helen Wong, I believe a freshman, for diving. While we wait for the 50 freestyle for the girls with Upper Merion 26, Plymouth Whitemarsh 16. On Scotty SD's hype, the Plymouth Whitemarsh girls basketball squad has all but sealed a spot in the PIWA Quad A District 1 playoffs with a 12-7 current record, and you're thinking, wait, didn't they play Central? Believe it or not, the Lady Colonials on 2/3/2011 defeated host Central Philadelphia, a powerful squad, 55-53. Becca Richmond Duffy defeated her mentor, Frank Greco, by 2 points, thanks to 26 points by Gabby Schumacher and some key free throws by Aaron Martin. You'll be seeing the girls basketball team in action in a few days after this broadcast. Now the 50 freestyle for the girls, and we're off. And there's 2 laps total. And they're off 8 seconds in. But it takes a while because it's a freestyle, so you can do anything. Record could be coming. We are 5 seconds away. This is going to be a close one. I don't believe it will be broken. 26.73 off by 1.02 seconds in lane 4. So 8 points for lane 4, 4 points for lane 3 for Upper Merion, and 2 points for lane 5 of Upper Merion. As we tallied it up, Upper Merion now has 32, Plymouth Whitemarsh has 24. If you're wondering what the girls' score is again, it is Upper Merion Lady Vikings 32, Plymouth Whitemarsh Lady Colonials 24. As we head to the boys 50 freestyle. Right now the 50 freestyle boys are getting ready. And in this, lane 2, Pat Kennedy. Lane 4, Ace Colostri. And lane 6, Jeff info. All of them seniors, so this will be their last 50 freestyle at Plymouth Whitemarsh Aquatic Center in their regular season careers. And they're off. The record was set in 2003, 21.77 by Matt Golubowski. And off to a sizzling start is Ace Colostri in lane 4. Man, he could break the record. There's about 5 seconds in between. He will not break it. I don't know. And 21.92. Oh, that is 0.15 seconds off the record. Ace Colostri, Ace out there. Ace gets 8 points for PW. In second was lane 2 for Plymouth Whitemarsh, which is Kennedy. And 2 points for lane 3 for Upper Merion. Upper Merion got 2, so they have 16 for the boys, and Plymouth Whitemarsh got 12. PW crushing the competition for the boys. For the boys, Upper Merion 16, Plymouth Whitemarsh 42. And after 8 events, we will be getting ready for diving, meaning that we will take a little break, but not so fast, as we'll be tallying up the scores for qualification. So far, so good for both Plymouth Whitemarsh girls and boys, but the girls trail by 8, and the boys, we think, are up by 26. The actual, and here is, I believe, freshman Helen Wong of Upper Marion. She's young. Though in the meet a few weeks ago against Wissahickon, she failed to get a score above 5.5. She flopped the attempt, but a great effort. She is young. She'll learn over the years. So I wonder if she'll get another chance. As the crowd is silent, she'll get hugged by Courtney Smith. She has to make sure she's fine. But that was a nefarious dive. She seemed to trip during her dive, Wong. And now we are awaiting word what's to come. And it is failed. A valiant effort. But the 5th diver now for her first round is Plymouth Whitemarsh senior and fan favorite Michaela LaPente. She wants to probably make this her best performance of her career, since this is her last time at Plymouth Whitemarsh diving. First one, somersault landing hard. There's a 6. Not bad. Here's Abby of Upper Marion. She's also a decent diver. Usually, Upper Marion doesn't face a lot of opposing divers. A decent dive. And got a 6.5, so more than decent. Here's Plymouth Whitemarsh senior Rod Prashant, his first year diving, and in his senior meet, he'll get a lot of fan support. Here's senior Rod Prashant. He floated in the air, his feet were not straight.
4 1/2, 4, 3 1/2.
3 1/2. Here is Will Stevens of Upper Marion. He is believed to be Upper Marion's lone male diver. And he proved right there you don't have to have another male teammate to do that.
5 1/2, 5, 4 1/2. Joey's first
Here's
dive,
former
51,
PW
22,
wrestler Joey
dive,
DePalma.
somersault, 1 twist, 3 positions,
He is
created
currently a
only
Plymouth
1.8.
Whitemarsh class of 2012 student and junior.
Four,
He seemed to flop into the water. Not a straight dive.
3 and 1/2, 3 and 1/2.
3 and 1/2 and 4.
Alfred's first dive.
I'm with Whitemarsh Jr. Alfred Garvey here as well.
One twist, pre-position,
During the
rear
fall of
folding,
2010,
1.8.
he was Plymouth Whitemarsh's second-ranked golfer behind Zach Pokus. A lot of splash. Seemed to make some hand gestures in the air, but it was a decent dive. Oh, triple sixes. He won the jackpot.
103, forward dive, 1 and 1/2 somersaults, Viking position, degraded folding, 1.7.
Here's Meryl Klein. Apparently, Lizzie Kiefer is not diving today. Had some trouble getting up to the board, but then she turns it into a brilliant performance. See a 6.5.
6 and 1/2, 6 and 1/2, 7.
And a 7. Way to go for the senior. Meryl Klein also plays soccer.
Courtney's second dive, 101.
Here's Courtney of Upper Marion. Her second round of dives down to 6. Meryl did a great job. Will Courtney follow that performance? Flips in there, her feet were not straight in. That affects the score.
4 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2.
All 4.5s.
Catherine's
Second round for
dive, 103,
Catherine
forward
Garvey.
dive, 1 and 1/2 somersaults, Viking position, degraded folding, 1.7.
Again, for the girls disregarding diving, it is Upper Marion 32, Plymouth Whitemarsh 24, and for the boys, Upper Marion 16, Plymouth Whitemarsh 42. Here's Catherine. It's the Catherine Garvey show.
Forward. 6, 6, 6 and 1/2.
6, 6.5.
Helen's second dive.
Here is
1
Helen
and 1,
Wong,
forward dive, Viking position, degraded folding,
the young
12.3.
Viking who failed their first dive. Plymouth Whitemarsh record is 243.8 by Lizzie Kiefer, who is not diving today. Wong does not fail this time. Better, decent. There's 5.5.
5 and 1/2, 5 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2.
5.5, but still has yet to see a
Taylor's
6.
second dive, 52.25.
Second dive for Plymouth Whitemarsh senior Michaela Wapent over the years improved her dive. Some people predict, since the groundhog had not seen his shadow, also great weather to dive.
5, 4 and 1/2.
6'5", 4.5 for Wapent.
202, back dive, 1
Second dive for
somersault,
Abby
position,
of
degraded
Upper
folding,
Marion.
1.7.
Had a decent first dive. She wants a better second dive. She flips backwards into the water
5 and
decently.
1/2, 5, 6.
Gets a 6 to sneak in.
Rod second dive, 201, back dive, straight position, degraded folding, 1.7.
Second round of dives for Plymouth Whitemarsh senior Rod Pichon. He wants to see some 7s to make his senior meet a memorable one. He dives in the air, gets some floating in there. That might get some 7s.
6 and 1/2, 6, 6 and 1/2.
Not a 7, but 6.5, decent. That will bring Will Stevens of Upper Marion to his second dive.
Somersaults, tuck position, degraded folding, 1.6.
The lone male diver for the Vikings, but he's strong. He somersaults, got near the board, and impresses perhaps the judges.
7, 7.5.
Got a 7 and 7.5. That's not decent. That's beautiful.
Joey's second dive, 103.
Joey
Forward dive,
DePalma, the former
1.5
PW
somersaults.
wrestler,
Plank
junior,
position,
with his
degree
second
difficulty,
dive.
1.7.
He's got another good year in him, but he's focusing now. Now is the time, but was that dive enough?
5 1/2, 5, 5.
Possibly.
Alfred's second dive, 105.
Alfred
Forward
Garvey.
dive, 2 and 1/2 somersaults.
His second dive
Position,
for
degree
Plymouth
difficulty,
Whitemarsh.
2.4.
Reason why Kiefer is not diving today is so that Meryl Klein, a senior, can get in the senior meets. I got a lot of hang time in there.
5 1/2, 4 1/2, 4 1/2.
Now we go to the third round of the dives, Upper Merion at PW.
Forward dive, 2 somersaults, tuck position, degree difficulty 2.2.
Senior Meryl Klein will get a huge ovation after her third dive. It's fitting for Meryl Klein to dive. There's blue balloons, white balloons, blue ribbons, white ribbons for the Plymouth Whitemarsh seniors.
Courtney's third dive, 201, back dive.
Third dive for
straight
Courtney
position, degree
of Upper
difficulty
Merion.
1.7.
She tips off
Score,
the board a little. That could factor the
4
score.
1/2, 5, 5.
Not a lot.
Catherine's third dive, 104.
Third dive for
Forward dive,
PW's
2
Catherine
somersaults,
Garvey.
tuck position, degree
First two
difficulty
dives were
2.2.
decent. She's hoping for some sevens, like Will Stevens. That's a beautiful dive considering she was near the board.
6, 4 1/2, 4 1/2.
Well, the 6 was great.
Helen's third
Now
dive,
young
301,
Helen
reverse
Wong
dive,
getting
tuck
ready for her
position,
third
degree
dive. Her
difficulty
first was failed, her
1.6.
second, her high was 5.5. So she wants to make her third one of her best in her young career. Here's Wong. Still learning.
5 1/2, 6 1/2, 5 1/2.
Wow, she got a 6.5. That is her highest in the last few weeks.
204, back dive, 2 somersaults, tuck position, degree difficulty 2.2.
Michaela Penta Sr. Her third dive for PW, starting in the backward position. Her hair spin, though the C and the scores
5 1/2, 5, 5 1/2.
in the 5 range.
Abby's third dive, 101.
Third dive for
forward
Upper
dive,
Merion's
tuck
Abby.
position, degree difficulty 1.3.
1.3 is her degree of difficulty. Senior meets 2/4/2011. Plymouth Whitemarsh day 101 in the school year. Well, it doesn't matter what day it is for her. For Abby of Upper Marion. She'll get a score well.
6, 7.
Got a 7.
Rod's third dive, 302, reverse dive, 1
Rod
somersault,
Prashant had
tuck
decent
position, degree difficulty
first and
1.6.
second dives, but he wants to put an exclamation point to end his regular senior season for PW at this senior meet. He did a double dive. It looked like he crossed it.
5, 5, 5.
Triple fives. Here's the diver of the day so far.
202, backside,
Will
one
Stevens,
somersault,
who
straight
snuck in a
position,
7.5
degraded
and a
1.7.
7 in his second round. Stevens is looking for an 8. I don't know if that was a magic 8 ball. Had some difficulty.
5 1/2, 6, 6 1/2.
Got a 6.5, so he's going up there.
105.
Joey
Forward
DePalma, the
dive,
junior, is for a
2,
dive
somersaults,
for
tuck
PW.
position, degraded fully 2.4.
He had some good scores the first 2 rounds. He wants better. There's a 5.
5, 5 1/2, 5.
2.5. Brings up junior Alfred Garvey for his third dive for PW.
1 1/2 somersaults, tuck position, degraded fully 2.2.
Who's looking for perhaps more 7s, as it's still a decent sized crowd for senior meets. Welcome to an early spring, although you seem to spring a little difficulty.
5 1/2, 5 1/2, 5.
All right.
Beginning our 4th round, Meryl's dive.
We begin the 4th round with PW senior Meryl Klein,
Degraded fully 1.7.
who's done a great job in her first 3. The groundhog definitely did not see his shadow yesterday prior to this broadcast.
6, 5, 6.
Yep, did not see his shadow.
Courtney's 4th
Which
dive,
means beautiful
301,
dive.
Reverse dive, tuck position, degraded
Here's
fully
Courtney of
1.6.
Upper Merion for 4th dive. I think she had a 7 her last round. Her plans seem to be not 100%.
4, 5, 4.
Just wide of 2 4s and a 5.
Catherine's 4th dive, 201.
4th dive
back
for
dive,
PW's
tuck
Catherine
position,
Garvey.
degraded fully 1.5.
Again, it's Upper Merion 32, Plymouth Whitemarsh 24 for the girls, and for the boys, UM 16, PW 42.
Six, 7 1/2, 7 1/2.
2 7.5 for Catherine Garvey.
Helen's 4th dive,
You're in the big leagues now.
reverse dive,
Those are great scores.
tuck position, degraded fully 1.6.
Helen Wong once again. Got a 6.5 her last round. Failed her first dive. Had an okay second.
Scores.
Looks like she had a 90-degree angle on that dive. Waiting for the scores. Seems to be
4
some
1/2,
difficulty.
5, 5.
2.5 for young
Beginning
Helen.
4th dive, 104, forward dive, 2 somersaults, tuck position, degraded fully 2.2.
Once again, it's the 4th round, and it's PW senior Michaela Pent. Looking for a great landing. Plenty of splash. There's a 5.5, 5 1/2, 6. He got a 6. Abby's 4th dive for the Lady Vikings. And you can see the bench where Upper Marion is filled. Some are in their jackets, some with towels around, but Abby is ready for UM. She was ready there, but not that decent as people thought.
5, 5 1/2, 5 1/2.
2 5.5s are not shabby.
Rod's 4th dive, 203, back dive, 1 1/2.
Rod Pashon, the senior for PW, with his 4th dive. And his family are probably here. And after the meets are concluded, then the seniors will be introduced for the last time with their families. Rod sizzled it like a serpent, but not high. He got a lot of fan support.
4 to 1/2, 4.
He had some trouble on the dive, but here's Will Stevens, who seems to know how to get the great scores. He got 2 6.5 the last round and a 7.5 to round 4. Now, a little bit too much in the hang time for Stevens.
5-4.
5, 5, and 4.
Joey's fourth dive. 3-0-2.
Fourth dive for PW's junior Joey DePalma, who's looking for yet another beautiful dive. He sprung forward, but that might not have been the plan. 100%, but he did give 100%. 2 5s and then another 5 was given. Alfred Garvey with his fourth dive for PW with a 2.0 difficulty. Years ago, there was a diver at PW named Jordan Perry who held the old previous 2:32.25 record and 7.5 and 7. Look out, Jordan. Here comes Alfred Garvey. Our fifth of 6 round begins for 2011 diving at PW Aquatic Center. Here's senior Meryl Klein. Lizzie Kiefer held a sign up for Meryl Klein, not high scores. Brings up Courtney Smith, her fifth dive for the Lady Vikings. Side swipes to dive. Not going to be high. But great effort. That was a valiant effort.
3-1/2.
Catherine Garvey got the 7.5 in the last round. We'll see. Do something similar. To answer the question, yes. She gets a 6.5.
6-1/2, 8, 7.
An 8. Wow, I haven't heard that number in a long time. An 8. That's the best dive so far. And here is young Helen Wong for Upper Marion. Not tall in stature, still learning. Wants to have a better dive. Her feet were not exactly straight on the landing, which is why she gets a 3.5.
4-1/2.
Still learning, Helen. Michaela LaPente, PW senior, probably wants to have a dive similar to Catherine Garvey's. Garvey has the day's highest score of an 8. She was in deep thought of a philosopher, and I see a 7.
6-1/2, 6.
7's good for LaPente. She's not repenting about that.
Sorry. 51-11, forward dive, 1/2 twist, fight position, degree
Happy of Upper
holding
Marion.
1.7.
It's her turn as the PA announcer made an error, but he corrects his mistake. Feet were tucked in. Decent dive. There's a 5.5.
5 1/2, 5 1/2.
All in the 5 range. Here's Rappers on the PW senior for his 5th dive.
4 forward dive, 2 somersaults, touch position, degree holding 2.2.
If you're wondering how long the diving takes, it probably takes around 20 to 30 minutes. He went slow to the boards, but went fast in the air.
6, 5, 6 and 1/2.
It's 6.5. Will Stevens.
Will Smith dive, 301, reverse dive. The dive is 301, reverse dive, touch position, degree holding 1.6.
PA announcer seems to be getting erroneous information. Stevens, round over 6 feet. That's a tough dive. Gotta give him some points for that.
5 1/2, 6, 5 1/2.
But not enough to his credit.
Joey Smith dive, 203, back dive, 1 1/2 somersaults, touch position, degree holding
5th
2.0.
dive for PW
5
Joey De Palma.
Forward.
If you blinked, you didn't see that. But that was a more than decent dive,
5.
but not decent enough to the
Alfred
judge.
Smith dive, 301, reverse dive, touch position, degree holding 1.6.
Alfred Barbie, a junior, will probably dive again in 2011, 2012. He has 2 more goes at it this afternoon. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. You need a lot of patience to do that. And there's a 7. No, wait. He changed his
5
mind.
1/2, 5 1/2, 4 1/2.
Well, I thought there was a 7, but the official changed his mind.
Round, Meryl's dive, 51.
Beginning of the 6 of 6
Forward
dive.
dive, 1 somersault, 1 twist, free position, degree holding 1.9.
Last dive for Meryl Klein at the PW Aquatic Center as a student. Final dive equals great cheering and
5 1/2, 5 5.
and the 5
Courtney's
range.
final dive.
Courtney Smith's final dive for
Courtney's
UM.
final dive, 51-21, forward dive, 1 somersault, 1/2 twist, free position, degree holding 1.7.
Michaela LePent gives Meryl Klein a hug. You might not see that, but Courtney Smith gets a lot of splash, but that was a great effort. And we are in the last round of diving.
3 1/2.
Do not get any 2s.
Catherine's final dive, 301,
Catherine
reverse
Garvey
dive, touch position, degree holding 1.6.
And perhaps one of her best dives of her career, earned an 8 in the 5th round. Now it's her last dive. Maybe she wants another 8. Possible. Possible. But a 6.5 is there.
6 1/2, 6 1/2, 7.
Gets a 7. I don't know about the record, but it's close.
Inward dive, plank position.
Final dive for Upper Marion's young Helen Wong. She'll be returning for a few more seasons. Went to the side, near the dividers. Give it up to the young Wong. Her highest score was 6.5. That's impressive. Final dive for PW senior Michaela LaPench. She wants to make this her best dive. She will be missed. The fans love her.
6 1/2, 6 1/2, 6. Abby's final dive.
Final dive for Abby of Upper Merion. That's a photo finish for her because there were cameras flashing.
6, 5 1/2, 5 1/2.
Earns a 6.
Rod's final dive, 51-31.
Final dive
Forward dive, 1 1/2 somersaults,
for the
1/2
regular
twist,
season
3 position,
senior career of Rod
3.0.
Prashad, whose family and friends are in attendance. He leaped high in the air. The official thinks.
5, 3 1/2, 4.
Ooh, earns a 3.5. Tough
Wills
final dive.
101, forward
Final dive
dive
for Upper Marion's Will Stevens.
1.3.
It's a lot of pressure when you're the only male diver, but you gotta give it up for him. He had a great afternoon.
7, 6 1/2.
He got quite a few 7s.
Joey's final dive, 403, inward dive, 1 1/2 somersaults, tuck position, graded fully 2.2.
Final dive for PW's Joey De Palma, the junior. A little bit too much in the flips, which is why the scores are.
4 1/2, 4 4. Alfred's final dive, 303.
Absolute final
reverse
dive of
1
the
1/2
afternoon.
somersaults, tuck position,
It's
graded
junior
fully 2.1.
Alfred Garvin for PW. He's had a brilliant afternoon. Doing better than he did in previous meets. Alfred had a lot of trouble on that. He landed near his
4
back.
1/2, 3 1/2, 3.
That concludes the diving event, but
That concludes our diving competition.
Lizzie
today.
Kiefer might be looking nervous. I can see Lizzie Kiefer, who's not diving today, on the sidelines, and her record might have been broken by Catherine Garvey with the scores she had, but we'll find out after the break. And if you're wondering if diving is added to the other scores, the answer is no. But as we head into our break, for the girls, it is Upper Merion 32, Plymouth Whitemarsh 24. And for the boys, Upper Merion 16, Plymouth Whitemarsh 42. We'll be heading into the 100 butterfly after the break. And when we're ready, I'm Scott Samuel David Weiss. We'll have more senior meet action right after this. Upper Merion is trailing Plymouth Whitemarsh 24-54. PW for 30-point advantage. 100 freestyle for the boys. In lane 2, Jake Thornton. Lane 4, Brian Jelinek. Lane 6, Jimmy Looney. Event 12 overall. The boys are up by 30 for Plymouth Whitemarsh, 54-24. Upper Merion down 30. All lanes are occupied. For the 100 freestyle for the boys, records Matt Golubuski, 46.40 seconds in 2005. He was a state champion that year. The 200 freestyle. And in first place is lane 4. For Plymouth Whitemarsh, 25.31. That's not going to be enough. Go up UC as a speedster in the lanes. Right now he'd be half, 3/4 there, but between lane 4 and lane 2 for Plymouth Whitemarsh, still be getting there respectively. Lane 4 is Jedinak, lane 2 Fortin. Clocking in first is Jake Fortin. Brian Jedinak is second. So 6, 4, 3. Upper Merion will get 2 and 1. Meaning Upper Merion will now have 27. Plymouth Whitemarsh got 13. They have a 67 to 27 advantage. Now PW is up by a ridiculous amount of 40 for the boys. UM 27, PW 67. Now we head to the 500 freestyle for the girls, which is 20 laps, 10 in their front direction and back direction, in any style they choose. And while they swim, I might have to give another one of my hypes. But for now, the hype for PW girls swimming right now is that Upper Merion is trailing Plymouth Whitemarsh by 12, 41 to 53 for girls swimming. And in the 500 freestyle, you have to have great coordination with eyes, great muscle tone. Make sure that they have enough for what it takes to cross the finish line. The record for the 500 freestyle for the girls, 2006 for PW, 5 minutes 22.04 by Courtney Baird. If there's a Plymouth Whitemarsh senior in any of the lanes, which I think there might, and they're going to be inspired to break a record before they graduate. So we are getting ready for the 500 freestyle for the girls. At the moment, Upper Merion 41, Plymouth Whitemarsh 53 for the girls. Beginning of February 2011. Place is crowded. Now the girls are going to get ready for a race that will take around 5.5 minutes. They'll get ready off the platforms. And they're off. This is 500 freestyle. For those of you who don't know swimming, 500 freestyle is a race with a combination of front crawl, back crawl, breaststroke, side stroke, any of your choosing, but you have to race 10 to the halfway mark and 10 to the starting point. That's 20 laps total. And so far it is between lane 4 and lane 3, which are about less than 1,800 per second apart. So neck and neck. The fans can tell you what they're shouting. How this race has affected the seniors. It's been a great 4 years for the seniors. Plenty of records broken, as lane 3 has a little bit of an advantage now. Full second and 36 change. Upper Merion struggling. The development lane, lane 1, getting the swimmers ready. This is for them to develop over time, usually on the end lanes for each school. That means these are young swimmers around 9th and 10th grade. Lane 3 for Upper Merion. 6 laps complete of 1 minute 34.11. Now it is time for another edition of Scott ASD's Hype as we see the girls. Plymouth Whitemarsh boys basketball team. They have improved since their January 2011 loss to French Central by a point. In fact, they are currently on a 4-game winning streak as I'm speaking to this broadcast. In fact, it includes a 53-52 victory over Sanford School Delaware in the primetime boys basketball shootout at Plymouth Whitemarsh on 1/29/2011. I attended that game, and it was incredible. Jalen Bond at 26 points, who was the game's MVP. There were 3 fans in particular from Sanford that were dressed as warriors, literally. And for Plymouth Whitemarsh boys basketball, on this 2/4/2011, they are taking on Quality Education of North Carolina, which is believed to be called North Carolina High School at Atlantic City, and they'll also be taking on St. Benedict's, a school that PW was defeated by 2 points in 2011 for their lone 2010 for the lone regular season loss. That's PW's boys basketball, currently 14-3. Now we're back to swimming. We're at the halfway point for most swimmers, and lane 3 is in command. In fact, lane 1 might be close to lane 3, but a lap behind for developers. This is a tough race. Currently 41-53, saying it as Upper Merion at PW, and Upper Merion down by 12. This race will be important. In fact, if you are Upper Merion would like to place in first, second, and third, but the more real scenario is going to be first and second most likely, because lane 1 is taking her time. And so right now lane 2 is in 4th for Plymouth Whitemarsh. Lane 5 is in 3rd for Upper Merion. We are already in at 3 minutes 50 seconds of intriguing and possibly fatiguing racing. This will tire arms. That's why you have to have a great upper body and lower body, great arms. Strength is a key. And as we saw on 1/19/2011, which was a non-league Springfield at Plymouth Whitemarsh meet, Plymouth Whitemarsh girls were dominated by great muscle from Springfield, Montgomery County, but the Plymouth Whitemarsh boys in that meet won 93-92 against Springfield, Montgomery County, because Ace Kalashki came in the clutch and the swimmers were able to get the job finished. Now we are already on about 17 laps for both lanes 3 and lanes 4. Meaning that a record is at stake, but it won't happen because Courtney Beard's 5:22.04 must have been one heck of a day for her. And there is a siren by the PWHS official instead of the usual bell, signaling last 2 laps, final 2 laps, 5 minutes in. And lane 3 of Upper Merion will most likely have the advantages. Lanes 2 and 4 Plymouth Whitemarsh are far behind for 2nd and 3rd. Current time is 5 minutes and 19 seconds. This is our 13th event. Upper Merion will add 6 points with a 5:27.48 finish. In lane 3 for Upper Merion, 6 points for them. Still more swimming for the Upper Merion swimmers. In 2nd and 3rd, lane 4 Plymouth Whitemarsh gets 2nd. And lane 2 for Plymouth Whitemarsh still has some laps. So PW adds 4 points as well. Temporarily, it's 47-57. PW with a 10-point lead, but that's not the actual score yet. Lane 1 is going on to her 18th lap, and then she'll have 2 more remaining. Lane 4 Plymouth Whitemarsh doing some warm-up. And lane 5 for Upper Merion will grab 3 points for the 3rd place finish. In 4th, lane 2 for PW, 6:19.09. That's 2 points. And finishing in 5th is lane 6 for Plymouth Whitemarsh, 6 minutes 27.82 seconds. Plymouth Whitemarsh accumulated 7, but Upper Merion accumulated 9. And according to my calculations, the current score, Upper Merion 50, Plymouth Whitemarsh 60, as lane 1 for Upper Merion getting encouraged to finish the final lap. For the girls, Upper Merion 50, Plymouth Whitemarsh 60. And we are completed in 6 minutes 57 seconds for the girls 500 freestyle. And PW now holds a 10-point advantage over the Lady Vikings. after the boys do the 500 freestyle, there will be 200 freestyle relay, 100 backstroke, 100 breaststroke, and the finale 400 freestyle relay. So we have 7 events, actually 9 events, pardon, to accumulate for the afternoon, evening. We're at the 500 freestyle for the boys. Their 14th event. Lane 2 for PW Dan Kingsinger, a freshman. Lane 4 for PW sophomore Ben Fiddler. And lane 6, Plymouth Whitemarsh senior John Everett, who was recognized during intermission after the diving. And now they are off. Not surprisingly, Michael Labusky holds the record from 2004 with 4 minutes 28.02 seconds. Most likely will be safe for another season. And 2 laps are completed.
In 6th place, Helen Wong. 5th place, Courtney Smith. 4th place, Nina Adams. 3rd place,
Diving results are being shown.
2nd place with a score of 189.5, Catherine Garvin. And in 1st place with a score of 234.35, Michaela Lopez.
Surprisingly,
For boys, in 4th place,
Michaela Pent
3rd place,
had
Joey Palma.
the better finish
2nd place, Will Stevens. With a score
than
of 174.49.
Catherine Garvey in diving. But now we are into the 6th lap for the boys. A minute 18 in for the 500 freestyle, and currently the score for the boys is Upper Merion 27, Plymouth Whitemarsh 67. TW's dominating today on their senior day for meets, where the balloons and the ribbons and posters with senior class support. Lane 2 for Plymouth Whitemarsh. Now on the 6th lap. Lane 2 being Kingsinger. Currently in 4th. In 5th, lane 6 for PW Everett, who doesn't usually race in the 500, but because it's senior day, he'd give it a try. And Upper Marion does not have enough boys, meaning that lane 1 is unoccupied. And lane 3, on almost every single swimming broadcast I have announced, was the hot opposing lane. And it's not surprising because it's the middle lane. And the middle lane between the diving boards usually means that you're a better swimmer. One of the great swimmers. A swimmer bound for layoff swimming action. We're now being halfway there for a few swimmers, lane 3 and lane 4, going for their 11 flaps. And yet, none of them are as good as Golubowski's record pacing time from 2004 for PW of nearly 4.5 minutes. Still a decent crowd here. Scott Samuel David Weiss once again. Our next CITV broadcast, permitting the weather, considering all the ice and snow, will be on Tuesday, February 8th, 2011. And in the game that matters, it will be senior night girls basketball, Upper Merion at Plymouth Whitemarsh. And with Plymouth Whitemarsh at a 12-7 overall record and 6-4 Suburban 1 American girls basketball conference record, the Lady Colonials have solidified most likely a position in the playoffs. Also, solidifying their first winning season since 2004 with only 2 games remaining. And they'll be going for lucky 13 on 2/8/2011. And it'll be an interesting matchup because Alexa Borkowski and Alyssa Butcher will most likely not play, but Borkowski is probable because she was injured in the Central game. That is our next broadcast. And that'll be our last regular season broadcast for the winter until playoffs. Now we are back to swimming. Regular season already 17 laps will be complete for lane 3 of Upper Merion. He is about a lap ahead of lane 4 Plymouth Whitemarsh Fiddler. Not Fiddler around the roof right now, but Fiddler around the cloud. Air horn sounded for lane 3, final 2 laps. Golubuski's record, 4 minutes 28 seconds, will not be achieved by any PW swimmer because still another 2 laps for lane 4, Fiddler. It's incredible what Golubuski meant to Plymouth Whitemarsh. If you look at his rankings, he is most likely the #1 PW boy swimmer of all time. Won states in 2 events during his time at Plymouth Whitemarsh. And finishing in first at 5 minutes 21.2 is lane 3 of Upper Merion by a large margin. That's 6 points for him. And in second will be Ben Fiddler. So 4 for PW. Finishing in third is no one as of yet. Dan Kinzinger in lane 2 and John Everett in lane 6 still have some unfinished business. And finishing in third, 5:53.17 is lane 5 of Upper Merion. That's 3 points. Upper Merion doesn't have any more swimmers, so they have 9 points from that. PW will get 2 and 1. That will bring the total to Upper Merion 36. And lead Plymouth Whitemarsh 74. As John Everett and Dan Kinzinger still have to finish their laps. Everett is on 19 and Kinzinger will finish number 20. That's it for Kinzinger, 5:33.88. Everett, another struggling pace, and actually I was reading the wrong score. It was 6:35.82. As Everett will finish at 7 minutes. And after 14 events, as Everett clocks in. For the boys, Upper Merion Vikings, 36. Plymouth Whitemarsh Colonials, 74. PW up by 38. Now it will be a team race coming up for the girls, the 200 freestyle relay.
Event 15, girls 200 yards freestyle relay. In lane 1, Haley Rodriguez.
It will be 2 laps each for each girl. It's 6 teams of 4. You've heard your swimmers, the Toy Bertucci, a junior, a fan favorite, is in lane 6 for PW as well. Take their march for the 200 freestyle relay. Currently for the girls, Upper Merion 50, Plymouth Whitemarsh 60. It's a close one. And there they're off. Upper Merion takes all the points, still being in the lead. And a flaw that Upper Merion had a few weeks ago prior to this broadcast against Wissahickon. They got first place finishes, but not second and thirds, which hurt them in the long run. And now, lane 3, 4, and 5 will be ready. Currently in the lead is lane 4 by PW, 27.56. The record, by the way, in the 200 freestyle relay was 1 minute 27 point. Actually, I'm reading the wrong one. 1:41.75. Back in 2006. The boys is 1 minute 27.01. Also an incredible feat. But we're halfway there. Lane 4 checks in second by 38 hundredths of a second. Lane 3 is the hot lane in the lead. As they are halfway there, Lane 1 for Upper Merion now has, I believe, third or fourth swimmer. Lane 1 is in 6th place. Lane 3, the final 2 laps, clocked in first. And the girls were Plymouth Whitemarsh in lane 4 and second, not too far behind, but the record 141.75 will be safe. Because the girls of PW are now in lane 4 are coming back, and that record will be safe for another season. And anyway, Upper Merion will finish in first in lane 3, 6 points for them. Plymouth Whitemarsh will get 4 for the second place finish in lane 4. As the Upper Merion fans apparently that are here, there are a few cheer. Third place was lane 2 for Plymouth Whitemarsh. Fourth place, lane 5 for Upper Merion. Fifth place, lane 6 for PW, and now lane 1 will finish off. Upper Merion accumulated some points. Upper Merion now has 59. PW now has 67, so Upper Merion down by 8 for the girls. Once again, Upper Merion, Lady Vikings, 59. Plymouth Whitemarsh, Lady Colonials, 67. We now head to the boys 200 freestyle relay. As it's for the boys, Upper Merion, 36, Plymouth Whitemarsh, 74. As they get ready, the record for the boys set in 2004, the had Matt Golubiewski, of course. They take their marks. And now they're off. Mentioned in lane 6, Paul Kim is first, but then when he's done with it, CITV's own freshman Greg Richards will be racing 2 laps as he's now on the platform. But also Ace Colostри's in lane 4, along with Jeff Rowe, Stephen Hargrove, and Brian Jananet. In lane 2, Pat Kennedy, Sean Bailey, Peter Hukin, and Brendan Mooney. Lane 6, Paul Kim, Greg Richards, Evan Shirkness, and Jake Berger. And the last time we taped a meet, which was on 1/19/2011, when Jake Berger was finishing, even though he came in 6th, the crowd gave him a standing O because he never gave up. In lane 4 for PW, that's Vo. Now gives way for Hargrove. I think that's the third swimmer at 47.87. As they can do front crawl, back row, breaststroke, side stroke. And really, if you know swimming, there isn't an exact method that gets you the most tired or the most strength. We really have to be careful that you don't use all your strength at once. Lane 4 will not break the record. But Brian Jananek will now come through to finish and give PW their deserved 6 points. 6 points for lane 4, Plymouth Whitemarsh, 1 minute 36.50. Second place, Upper Merion's lane 3. They get 4. Third place, PW's lane 2. Now looking for 4th. Fourth place, Upper Merion's lane 5. And now you have Jake Berger again, who's always a crowd favorite, developing. He's a sophomore. He's not an ordinary swimmer, but he can swim. And everyone likes him. And in whatever race he's in, he finished. And that is it. He'll give the team 1 point. So Berger earns a point. Always great to help your team. That was event 16. And after 16 events for the boys, Upper Merion, 42. Plymouth Whitemarsh got 10. It's 84. So now the score is Upper Merion 42, Plymouth Whitemarsh 84. Plymouth Whitemarsh is doubled over Upper Merion boys. Now we're at the girls 100 backstroke. I wouldn't be surprised if Upper Marion's Heather Crick is racing. I think Heather Crick is in lane 3 for Upper Marion, then they're off. Crick is a sophomore volleyball standout as well. Will return as a junior for volleyball as well. And for the girls, Plymouth Whitemarsh 67, Upper Marion 59. It's 100 backstroke. And Heather Crick neck and neck with Plymouth Whitemarsh in lane 4. And the record was by Michelle Kudak, and that's who's in lane 4. And Kudak, believe it or not, is first by 0.31 seconds. Heather Crick still getting encouraged by her team. And I don't know if the record will be set, but it'll be awfully close for Kudak, who had 1 minute 3.77 back in 2010. It'll be awfully close. I don't know. Oh. She did not do it, but Heather Crick gets first place for Upper Marion in lane 3. Second, Michelle Kudak in lane 4. In third, Plymouth Whitemarsh lane 2. Fourth, Upper Marion lane 5. And fifth, Plymouth Whitemarsh lane 6. And Upper Marion's lane 1 will get points. So after 17 events for the girls, Upper Marion 67. Plymouth Whitemarsh gained 8 points, 75. So Upper Marion 67, Plymouth Whitemarsh 75 for the girls. Plymouth Whitemarsh still up by 8. Now we go to the boys. And yes, folks, there is a record setter for the boys. I'm not sure if he's swimming. The current boys score is Upper Marion 42, Plymouth Whitemarsh 84, and now we are at the boys 100 backstroke. The swimmers, lane 2, Danny Carr. Lane 4, Kyle Lukens. Lane 6, Dave Bonterry. And then they're off. Ace Class 2's not swimming in this event, but Kyle Lukens is in lane 4. Awfully fast. Off to a terrific start. He might come back in about 25 seconds. He's losing time because he's coming close to the dividers. This Lukens, he's out to a fast start. Clocks in at 26.28. He'll have to have a faster pace to break the record. Cannot get near the dividers. And Lukens is probably at a 4-second advantage. 10 seconds away from a record. 47 seconds off the clock, and the record will stay safe. And it will, because Lukens will finish in first with 54.23, 6 points for the Colonials. Now in second, lane 3 with 1 minute 2.82. In third, lane 2 with Plymouth Whitemarsh. In fourth, lane 6 of Plymouth Whitemarsh, and Upper Marion will get another point. And now the score is Upper Marion 47, Plymouth Whitemarsh boys got 11 in that. It is now Upper Marion 47, Plymouth Whitemarsh 95. And now we are at the 100 breaststroke for the girls. It's the second before last event for both boys and girls. As senior Rachel Hoffman is in lane 6 for Plymouth Whitemarsh. And it seems like Heather Crick might be also racing in this for Upper Marion. Another fan chanting, "Come on, Heather." So now it's the 100 breaststroke for the girls. PW up 75-67. That will be 4 laps total, 2 to halfway and 2 back to the start. As the swimmers at the halfway point will encourage their teammates here at the senior meets. It's against Scottsdale with David Weiss. It's been a great 89 events for me broadcasting. This is number 89. for my broadcasting career at CITV. I'll get my 90th, and girls basketball will happen in a few days. Currently in first is lane 4 of Plymouth Whitemarsh. The record was set back in 2004 by Sarah Miller, which is 1 minute 9.21. And it could be challenged, but it will not be broken. It looked like at one point there was a shot, but there's a little bit of a slow up as that record from 2004 is safe. But Upper Merion fans are going to get first place finish in lane 3. In second, lane 4 of Plymouth Whitemarsh. In third, lane 2 of Plymouth Whitemarsh at 118.32. Fourth place, lane 6 of PW Hoffman. And getting 1 in fifth place, lane 5. After 19 events, it is the Lady Vikings of Upper Merion, 74. Plymouth Whitemarsh Lady Colonials, 84. PW Lady Colonials up by 10. Now for the boys. Upper Merion 47, Plymouth Whitemarsh 95. It is now the 100 breast, and we apologize for getting the scores out too quickly. It's the 100 breaststroke. Taking a little break, and as we wait for it, racing in this in lane 2 were PW Junior Tyler Fowler, lane 4 PW Senior Jake Thornton, in lane 6 PW Senior Sean Bailey, yes, the sister of our current camera woman Erin Bailey, who is up here in balcony view. So, sister technically supported her brother, but we are still waiting. While we wait the score once again, for the boys, Upper Merion 47, Plymouth Whitemarsh 95. Exclamation point as PW has all but sealed a victory in their senior meets on this Friday, February 4th, 2011, which was originally scheduled on January 26th, 2011, but it was moved due to early dismissals for snow. And they're off for the 100 breaststroke for the boys. The record set in 1995 by Kurt Phillips in 1 minute, 0.82 seconds. Someone who has a shot at that record could be Jake Fortin in lane 4 for PW. But lane 2 and lane 4 and lane 6 for PW are the first 3 to finish their first laps, as lane 3 and 5 for Upper Marion are hatless. 30.90 for Fortin. He'll have to get a little bit faster in order to break a 16-year-old mark. He was 2 years old at the time. It's a lot of whistling. There's 50 seconds. Oh. Fortin was floating in the water for quite a while. The record will be safe for another season, as finishing in first will be Jake Fortin. Finishing in second will be lane 2. Finishing in third, lane 6. So 2 and 1 for Upper Merion, as Sean Bailey finishes in third. The score will be Upper Merion boys 50, Plymouth Whitemarsh Colonials, wow, 108. My calculations are correct. PW up by 68. It's like the time when I announced, 58, like the time when I announced girls basketball against Upper Warren and PW won by 50. You do have those days. As there is 0 lane 1, that's a 100 breaststroke. And for the boys, once again, Upper Merion 50, Plymouth Whitemarsh 108, which will be our final girls event, the 400 Freestyle Relay. As you see right now, perhaps the boys score. The girls, it's still anyone's race. But for Upper Merion to win, in fact, now that I mention it, Upper Merion cannot win because they do not have a lane 1. Meaning that Plymouth Whitemarsh has automatically won for the girls, but we don't know what the final score is yet. But both the boys and girls of Plymouth Whitemarsh will take home senior meet victories, but we don't know by how many. Upper Merion could drop by 2 if they could get the first and second place finishes. It's now lane 4 and lane 2 for Plymouth Whitemarsh. All to a hot start. The record for PW 3 minutes 15.13 back in 2004. I'm thinking of the boys again, sorry. 342.42 for the girls, which had Komorowski, Kim McManus, Baird, and Kim Kulastri. Kate Kulastri. As this is the 400, it is going to be 4 laps each for each swimmer for the 5 teams. There are 20 total swimmers. And once again, that day from 2006 must have been one heck of a day because that record will come right now. But currently in first is lane 4 of PW. Currently in second, lane 2 of PW. Upper Merion come up rallying too late, as we have been at this meet for around 2 hours and 28 minutes now. We're counting commercials and senior recognitions. Lane 4 now, Plymouth Whitemarsh clocks in still at first, 1:33.150. And then once she clocks in again, it'll be the halfway point of the race. Still, the score is not good enough in timing for the record, as most of the fan base is still here, particularly quite a few for Upper Merion. A lot of the Plymouth Whitemarsh student fans have left due to night plans, which also includes sport practices and other sports, and now we're at the halfway point. Lane 4 in the lead, but they have 2 minutes 8.10 at the halfway. Way behind the 2006 pace of the record, 3 minutes 42 seconds. As the leader is in lane 4 for Plymouth Whitemarsh, which up until now you'd think it was between lane 4 and lane 3, but now Upper Merion doesn't have enough swimmers, meaning that Plymouth Whitemarsh has a great advantage, meaning that they'll get points in at least one lane. Now 2 minutes 50 in the 400 Freestyle Relay. Upper Merion 74, Plymouth Whitemarsh 84. Plymouth Whitemarsh has automatically won because there isn't a lane 1 for Upper Merion. And that's something about depth. It's important that you have enough swimmers in these type of races. Even though you are in AAA, you still have to make sure you get some recruiting. And possibly Upper Merion didn't get enough interest for the girls. And not even the guys either. Again, Upper Merion has never won a team state championship. They have individual championships in rowing and track and field, but Upper Merion's closest to a state title was a state runner-up girls volleyball finish in 2010 of November. Heather Crick was on that team. They lost to Hempfield 3-0. Came so close to winning their first state championship in volleyball. I believe Heather Crick is now on the sidelines. And anyway, Plymouth Whitemarsh having a great senior meet. Better than many can expect. Though the surprising part was that Michaela Penn came in first for the girls diving. But her scores were around the 6s and 7s. You can really listen to the crowd right now, as lane 4 has finished with 4 minutes and 6.18 seconds. It's another 6 points for PW. In most of the events, Upper Merion finished first, but again, their depth for second and third haven't been helpful. And then second was lane 2 where PW 4 points. Lane 3, the hot lane of Upper Merion, came in third with 4 minutes 34.79. Actually, that will be 8, 4, and 2. Upper Merion finishes with 76 points. And for PW, actually, I have a scoring error. PW did win. That Upper Marion's probably in the 70s range, and Plymouth Whitemarsh finished with at least 98. Those are unofficial. Those aren't the correct scores. But PW for sure has won. The boys, Plymouth Whitemarsh definitely is leading by at least 45. So I believe once again I made an error on the scoring. But according to my scoring, it's 50 to 108. Plymouth Whitemarsh with the advantage. Interestingly, there's only one swimmer for Upper Merion, lane 5 and lane 1 unoccupied. And then they're off. This is the final event of the regular season for Plymouth Whitemarsh. For the 400 free relay. Excuse me, sorry. I'm thinking the long fin. Actually, this is not the last event. Actually, it is. But there aren't a lot of teams. But for the 400 freestyle relay, lane 2, Jake Butch, Jeff Vogue, John Everett, Sean Bailey. In lane 4, East Kilostri, Pat Kennedy, Brian Jelinek, and Jake Thornton, all seniors. In lane 6, which I have sophomore Amadis Amaya, freshman Dominic Russo, freshman Brian Jordell, and sophomore Matt Frank. Well, now, in first place is lane 4 Plymouth Whitemarsh. That was either Jake, I believe, Pat Kennedy that came in after Colostri. The record was 3:15.13 set in 2004 with Wells, Leans, Ban, and Matt Gobolewski. This is the final event of the night. A memorable night for senior night. Again, the score is unofficial, but Upper Merion girls were defeated by Plymouth Whitemarsh 76 to 98. It's probably a different scoring because I forgot about the 200 freestyle relay scoring. The boys, definitely PW has taken victory. Now the third swimmer, or perhaps the final swimmer in lane 4 for Plymouth Whitemarsh. The truth is there's probably another swimmer that we aren't seeing. As we're a minute and 56 in to our final relay. And we do have a swimmer ready for lane 4, which will be Jake Thornton. And that will be after Jelinek gets his next 2 laps. And it's overall been a great night, a great experience for these seniors as they've been cheered. Haven't been many jeers. That's a good sign. But there was 1-8 on the tables for diving, and that was by Catherine Garvey. And surprisingly, she came in second to Michaela LePen. But overall, great day for Plymouth Whitemarsh over Upper Merion. And interestingly, Upper Merion was the team that first faced Plymouth Whitemarsh on 2/2/2011 in wrestling. And then our next event for broadcasting will be against Upper Merion for girls basketball senior night. And from there, our playoff dates, February 18, 2011, will be boys basketball round 1 District 1 playoffs. And please note that Plymouth Whitemarsh will not be in session that day due to a holiday. on February 18th. February 19, 2011, most likely the Plymouth Whitemarsh Lady Colonials girls basketball squad will seek playoff action. Location unknown and clocking in at 3:28.74. Lane 4 gets the 8. Our Plymouth Whitemarsh, which is won by an overwhelming margin. Upper Merion might not get any points. Upper Merion got second, 3:46.21 in lane 3. So Upper Merion finishes with, I think, 54. The Plymouth Whitemarsh will crush the total. As right now, third, fourth, and that's it. Third and fourth. I was going to say fifth and sixth, but there aren't anyone. Fourth, fifth, and sixth as Sean Bailey finishes in third for lane 2 with 4 minutes 5.78. So that's 2 for them. Meaning that my unofficial score has Upper Merion 54, Plymouth Whitemarsh 118. A great night for all. As lane 6 has completed that flank. And that concludes the Friday, February 4th, 2011 Plymouth Whitemarsh Senior Double Duel meet. And if my calculations are correct, the girls, Upper Merion 76, Plymouth Whitemarsh 98, those are unofficial. For the boys, Upper Merion 54, Plymouth Whitemarsh 118. As now, the teams will get congratulatory handshakes and get their own cheers. Right now, still, we are waiting for the results. But overall, a great season for both schools. Plymouth Whitemarsh and Upper Merion will send numerous swimmers to Suburban 1s, which are the Suburban 1 swimming playoffs. And hopefully from there, they'll go to districts. And then perhaps the Bucknell University for the state championships. And H. Colostri and Kyle Lukens are legitimate contenders for a state title. Our final scores for the girls, we think Upper Merion 76, Plymouth Whitemarsh 98. The boys, Upper Merion 54, Plymouth Whitemarsh 118. Those are probably not the correct scores, but they are close enough. Plymouth Whitemarsh sweeps the double duel. That's another edition of CITV Sports. I'm Scott Samuel David Weiss. This has been a production of CITV at the senior meets. Our next production will be on 2/8/2011 for girls basketball. We can't wait to see you then. Good night, everyone.